everybody, and welcome back to my video series. I'm documenting my journey to get ready as a fitness model competitor for the World Natural Titles in June of 2017. I had to think about that one for a minute. Thanks for joining me. It's the 13th of April 2017. This is a quick video that I put together real quick because I have to go to work literally in 10 minutes from right now. So thanks for joining me. This is a quick update for my journey, not just for the world titles in June, but also my very next fitness model competition, which is literally 24 or 25 days from right now. I have my next competition on the 7th of May, 2017, and that's a regional competition in Melbourne, Australia. So I'm super pumped about that. Yesterday I had a bad day. I talked about that in the previous video. One of the worst days of my contest prep journey, which actually turned out to be one of the best days because I managed to turn the situation around. As painful as what it was, I talk more about this in my podcast, so go and check that out. I managed to muster up the ounce of energy that I somehow had stored away, and I completely smashed through it by going to the gym later on last night and at about 10, 11 o'clock at night. And I managed to do a skip rope routine. I managed to do a pump up routine. I'll actually throw up this footage up on your screen because I managed to take in my tripod and my camera and I filmed it. So you get to see some skip rope routine that I did and some of the posing routine that I did as well. Practiced my posing and that kind of thing. And I actually felt really good after the session. I really did. And I actually sent this off to Instagram stories to document it so everyone on Instagram can actually see that I went through a terrible day yesterday, 4.5 hours sleep, woke up, felt terrible. I did 60 kilo deadlifting, and I didn't even finish the set. But I kind of ended yesterday by saying that even though I deadlifted no more than about 60 kilos for a guy, and most guys watching this will think you're just totally weak. But here's the truth. I deadlifted 60 kilos, but then I thought to myself, I actually deadlifted 300 kilos for my mind. I took my mind muscle to a whole new fucking level yesterday because I turned that situation around. I had a break point, I was in tears, I was upset by all the things put together. 4.5 hours sleep, calorie restricted, faster cardio, trying to do the posing practice thing. All these things are all creeping up and have all kind of compounded together to the point where I feel lonely. My family don't know that I'm doing this. My family don't give a fuck about me competing. They don't even know that my family don't even know that I'm competing. They don't even know that I competed a few months ago and won. They don't even know any of that. So all these things of like, I wish my family cared more, I wish yada, yada, yada. All right, so I talk more about this in the podcast. And then breaking through all of that, frustration and sorrow and inner turmoil and going to the gym and completely smashing out a workout without a pre-workout. And my performance last night was better than most of my fasted cardio training routines. Like, it was unbelievable just how I was on this emotional, like, I'm gonna fucking do this and I'm gonna do it right. Anyway, that was yesterday. So let's talk about today real quick and then I have to go to work. So this is the caliper that I use to track my progress. I also use the bathroom scale, but I talk about this in other videos. I always use the bathroom scale in conjunction with other kinds of measurements. How I look in the mirror, how I feel, this, and the bathroom scale give me an idea of what's going on. They're all very cheap measurements that I use as a fitness model competitor to track my progress. And so for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've been using a different pre-workout, this guy here. I bought this from the Arnold Classics, this pre-workout here. And I usually never use a brand that I'm unfamiliar with. But I tried it because it was a super duper special at the Arnold Classics. I bought it and I've been using it, every day, pretty much 5-6 days a week. I've been using this new protein, this new pre-workout before my training sessions. Anyway, I've noticed on my caliper that instead of reading my usual 6 millimeters on the caliper, I've been measuring it at 7 and 8. right? And I'm thinking, I've been using this for years. I know how to use it, and everything else has been fairly consistent. My training's been fairly, even though I've had a few bad days, and I've, you know, with the meal planning, it's been pretty good, except I've had a few days where I'm like, oh, I want fucking ice cream, so I'll go and have ice cream. So if you haven't seen that video, go and watch that video where I just go to the supermarket and I fucking clean up. So, anyway, go and check that video out. But beside a couple of days here and there, everything's been pretty good, and I've been fairly consistent. And beside the bad day yesterday, anyway, this has been reading consistently around 7.5, 8 millimeters. I'm like, why? And the bathroom scales have been measuring, I've been weighing it at 91 point something, 91.1, 91.4. I'm like, this is really strange. By the way, everything has been fairly consistent beside a few blowouts here and there. Mentally and with my meal prep, there's been a couple of blowouts here and there. But over the last 2 to 3 weeks, 1.5 millimeters more here, 1 or 2 kilos heavier on the scales. I'm like, there's something not right. And when I look in the mirror, and when I grab my lower ab region, I'm like, it feels really like, it feels like I'm holding water, like I'm holding a lot more fluid. I feel really soft. Competitors call it feeling soft, looking soft, feeling soft. So I'm like, this is all soft. I'm holding water. Why? And I didn't sit down and think about it the last couple of weeks, but yesterday I did, because I was tired and I didn't really want to do anything else. So I had time to think about my training. By the way, my coach didn't know, and I never told her that I was taking a pre-workout because I knew she wouldn't like it. So that's why I never told her. And so I kept it to myself. And that's why, and so I looked at my pre-workout and I was like, oh, it contains creatine monohydrate, 5,000 milligrams, 5 grams. So there's 5 grams of creatine monohydrate here. And I've been taking, which by the way, there's nothing wrong with creatine monohydrate. It's great. And I talk about the reasons why in other videos. I actually have a course on creatine monohydrate. I talk about creatine and all the different types of creatine and how it actually is great for you. But the problem is that I was taking 2 scoops of this, which makes 10 grams. I was taking 10 to 12, and they were heaped, like they weren't leveled scoops. And so we're talking about, I'm taking about 12 grams of creatine monohydrate. And so that's going to explain why I've retained water. That explains why, I think. I don't know for sure. Yesterday, I changed back to C4. I haven't used C4 in quite a while. It's actually been a couple of years since I've used C4. I liked it. And what I like about it is that there's not a whole lot of caffeine anhydrous in here. There's only 160 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous per serve. Anyway, I'll talk more about supplements later, but yesterday I switched to C4, which is a different pre-workout. And looking at it, there's no creatine monohydrate on here. Now, by the way, creatine monohydrate is great. You know, you can have 5 grams per day, but you will retain water if you do that. And because I'm 24, 25 days out from stepping on the stage, I don't want to be retaining water. So anyway, I switched from this guy to this guy. As of yesterday, I've stopped taking Fury. So, what's it called? Fury? Yeah, Fury. I stopped taking that one. So I'm now on the C4. So today's the 13th of April, and yesterday was when I stopped, when I switched them over. So I'm gonna track and monitor. And when I woke up this morning, I felt a little bit harder, but not much. I still feel a bit soft. So I'm gonna give it a couple of days and then I'm gonna measure myself. I'll give you another update to tell you whether this was the actual culprit or not. Anecdotally, no science, but just N equals 1, whether this was the actual culprit or not, because everything else is fairly much under control, and except I've changed that. So I'm gonna go to work now. So thanks very much for watching. If you like this series, please, subscribe to it and or follow it. Watch it from the beginning and watch it right through. I'm getting ready to step on the stage in 25 days from now. So thanks for watching. I'm off to work. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you in another video.